What's up, YouTube? This is Malak News TV. And today, family, let's get right into the story. So it says, former NFL star Ricky Williams explains why he changed his last name. So if anybody knows about this NFL player, Ricky Williams, he just went through he changed his last name. And we're going to see why, and we're going to actually get into this real quick, family. So it says, in Austin, Texas, former first-round NFL draft pick Ricky Williams isn't Ricky Williams anymore. 1998 Heisman Trophy winner for the Texas Longhorns decided to legally change his last name to Errick Miron. I believe it's pronounced, it's either Miron or Miron, M-I-R-O-N. So we're going to say Miron. He explained the change during an interview on the Dan Lee Batard show, saying that he did it about a year and a half ago after he got married to his wife, Linnea Miron, or Miron. Technically, his first name was always been Errick, but he always went by Ricky. Errick is the first name of his birth certificate. He talked about the change to match his wife's name after the show host saw the name displayed on the Zoom call they were talking on. So he basically changed his last name into his wife's last name, family. So we've been seeing a lot of demasculation going on lately, where men are no longer taking men roles. They're now acting as the women, as a woman would, right? So a man taking a woman's last name is very unmanly. You understand? Like, how do you become part of that woman's lineage now? You know, when you have children with her, you're basically saying now that those kids are now her lineage and it's no longer yours. They now belong to that woman and her family. And because his wife is a white woman, yes, from he has a white wife, he's basically taking all of his generational wealth, because he was the NFL player, right? He's taking all his generational wealth and not only giving it back to the white people, he's even taking their last name to ensure that he has any children with her, that the children will also have her last name. Let's continue. It was quick and easy, and it felt really meaningful, he said. In every relationship, you want to have some kind of balance. But in the traditional model, it becomes difficult when the male makes all the money. So it said it's difficult in today's marriages if the man makes all the money to have balance. So you mean to tell me if the man is making all the money and the woman's not working, that it's hard to have a balance now because you make all the money? Bruh, so in other words, what does she do? Does she not do anything? So you take on her last name and she does nothing. She does nothing. Because how is there not a balance? If I make all the money, right, then here's the balance. Woman should be cooking, right? Because she's at home. That is her job, right? Cleaning up, I give her the money for the bills. She just makes sure they get paid. Simple. That's her job. I'm making all the money. That's the woman's job. The woman's job is to take care of the home, take care of the children. Now, I'm a man, I'm a father, right? So I take care of the children as well, but you understand what I'm saying? I'm at work, whatever. That is your job. Take care of the home. Just basically take care of the home. That is the balance. So I have no idea what this man always says. I guess he wants his wife to do nothing at all. He makes all the money. She sits at home with her feet kicked up, with her the same last name, and he got to take her last name as well. But let's continue. He said he was led to take his wife's last name because of what he learned while creating an astrological relationship smartphone app. He took a strategy class with Linnea and said relationship imbalances should show up in their charts. I learned so much about our dynamic, he said. My wife is an attorney, so she can handle herself. So he doesn't make all of the money. So what is he talking about? If his wife's an attorney, then to me it's evident he doesn't make all the money. He might make most of the money, but he doesn't make all the money. So once again, how does it not unbalance? So she makes money. You make probably more money than her. So why did you have to change her last name to your last name to hers for a balance? But let's continue. She's been used to being the hot shot around her friends, but she comes around me and people forget she exists. I started thinking of ways to create more balance in our relationship. And one of the things that popped into my head was taking her last name. That's the only, hold on. So this guy's over here like, oh man, she's the hot shot around her friends. But when she come around me and mine, she's invisible. Okay. But nonetheless, each time I say, you know what, since she's invisible, what can I do to hype her up? Why'd I give her my last name? That way all my friends call me by her last name and I'm acknowledging her around my friends. They're still not going to pay her no attention. But hey, I got her last name now, bro. Wiki, you got to be simple-minded. Let's continue. Are you simple? Boy, are you simple, man? Who raised you? Who raised you? He said, watch an episode of the TV show Bewitched, which aired from 1964 through 1972, helped them identify imbalances as well by providing examples of how the characters Samantha and Darian interact. So this guy's over here watching Bewitched to figure out relationship. See, this is your problem. This is your problem right here, Errick Miron. This is your issue right here. This is your problem. You watch TV shows for life advice. You turn on TV to get advice on life and relationships. Or you were headed straight towards a brick. Well, listen, man, you might as well get behind your wife and just follow her. Because obviously she's more of a man than what you are. Now let's continue. I don't care about muscles and football, none of that. She's more of a man than what you are. When Lee Batard asked if Lene was moved by the jester, Errick replied, yeah, it's a win for both of us. I think it's cool. Errick, how's it a win for both of you? You take the loss. Boy, you taking this L. You taking, from Malak News TV, you taking this L. You took an L, fam. You didn't win. She won. You lost. Your family has no kind of legacy after your behind dies, but her family gets all of it. Give it right back to the slave master. Slave, now let's continue. Oh, yeah, I called him a slave. Let's continue. He also mentioned that he's not totally sure why his dad's father is, which is where the last name Williams came into his family. So technically his last name Williams isn't really his last name anyways. So I understand that aspect. I don't understand you changing it to your wife's last name. But I do get that's not your last name. Okay, fine. Well, you should try to find out what your last name really is. But you gave him slave master anyways if it's a last name like Williams. But let's continue. It's like one of those family secrets, he said. Williams was my grandmother's husband's name, and he wasn't my dad's father. So Williams isn't really my last name. I find more meaning in this last name than Williams. So he finds more meaning in a white woman that he married last names than somebody who was married into his family that would have had part in somewhat raising him, or he looked as some type of family member or some type of father figure or grandfather figure in his life. But that's not meaningful. The last name I get from my wife is more meaningful than that. Okay, well, that's his personal opinion. Miron also sells cannabis under the Ricky Williams name and brand. And when asked if he thought that would hurt his brand, Miron countered by saying he thinks it makes the brand more interesting. If I talk to my business partners, they'd probably say yes. But for me, I'd say the opposite. He said, to me, this makes the story of Ricky Williams more interesting. While he was Ricky Williams, he was the first player ever to win the Doak Walker Award, given to college football's most outstanding running back. Twice, and he left college with 21 NCAA records and 46 Texas program records. He played 11 seasons in the NFL with the New Orleans Saints, Miami Dolphins, and Baltimore Ravens, while suspended for a year for violating the NFL's drug use policy for the fourth time. Boom, Ricky! Let me read that again, Ricky. You changing your name to that white girl name and they still putting you on blast. Let's go ahead, because I didn't even know about this. But let's read it once again, because guess why, Ricky? Because they don't care about you doing that. You still a slave to them. They'll still throw you under the bus, Ricky. Now let's read that again, Ricky. It says, while suspended for a year for violating the NFL's drug use policy for the fourth time. So you violated drug policy 4 times, according to this article. According to what this article had nothing to do with you and drug problems. But guess what? They made sure they threw it out there on your black behind, didn't they? Hell yeah, man. Hey, enjoy your life, man. Enjoy your life, fam. Williams Williams played a season with the Toronto Argonauts. What the heck is that? In the Canadian Football League. So I guess you got kicked out of the NFL for doing drugs. They have to make sure they put that in there on you, Ricky, because they don't care nothing about, listen, you know what they're thinking right now? Thank you, Ricky. Thanks for looking stupid in front of your people and in front of our people. Thank you, Ricky. Also, thank you, Ricky, for giving us your generational wealth. Thank you, Ricky. And thank you, Ricky, too, because she has any kids with you. Guess what? They got her last name. Thank you, Ricky. Well, here you go, Ricky. Remember them 4 times you felt that drug test, Ricky? Remember that, Ricky? Excuse me, Errick. Oh, no, you weren't Errick then. So, yeah, remember that, Ricky? Remember when you did that, Ricky? See, Ricky, one thing you understand is, man, it doesn't pay to coon out. It don't pay to sell your people out. Hell, it don't pay to sell out, period. I hope all y'all realize that by now. And I know some of y'all still not going to do it anyways because you don't care. You don't hear. You love it. Some of y'all love doing this type of stuff. But, hey, to each its own. If you love it, I still don't like it. But with that being said, family, hey, peace and blessings. One love. Until next time, shalom, man. You know me. I'm gone.